Titan off the top, please. One time. I say one time a lot, so maybe I'm asking too much. Alright, Titan off the top. Titan off the top. Titan off the top. Alright, guys. This is the last match. This is the real deal. We are either going 4-1 or we're going 3-2, and we are here to find out today. And if you have no clue what's going on and haven't seen any of the previous videos for this league, then you need to check out match 1, link in the description below, where you'll also find a deck tech. But for now, let's just jump straight into match 5 here. Alrighty, let's hop in here for the match. Hopefully for real this time. Looks like we're in on the play against Cold Pier. We're going to be on the play and have a marginally unplayable hand. I mean, we have Garenbrig. We have Grazer. This is a turn 4 Titan with Garenbrig. We have Tolarios to transmute in the meantime as well. So, like, on turn 2, we can shock and breeding pool transmute for a Summoner's Pact. And turn 4, have Titan ready to go. It's not that great, though. I guess if we draw any 3-drop, we could play it on turn 2, however. Amulet speeds this hand up by 1 turn as well, so we're going to try it. It feels awful, though. If we were on the draw, there's absolutely no way I would keep this, just in case our opponent has a discard spell for Grazer, but regardless, I guess we're leading on the Forest here, since we don't have to take the 2 damage. We'll put our Growth Chamber into play. Yep. That way we can shock in our breeding pool and transmute Tolarios if we have nothing else to do this upcoming turn. I don't know. Bajuka Bog. Is our opponent also playing Amulet? This could definitely be the case. Right, draw? Stronghold. Not the strongest draw, despite the name. Yeah, let's transmute this bad boy. Get a Summoner's Pact. Pass it back. In 2 turns, we have Titan. We can play Forest and then Castle Garenbrig, activate Summoner's Pact 4, and cast Titan, so... Like I said, turn 4 Titan. Sakura Tribe Elder. Huh. Is this more of like a Death Cloud deck? There's our Titan, so we don't have to actually transmute for it either. Well, I mean, I guess... I think we're supposed to play Stronghold here. Actually, I don't think it matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's play the Forest. I was going to say in case we drew an Amulet, but it's not like we could play the Stronghold... Or play the Garenbrig, activate, play Amulet and Titan. That's just not how it works. So, see what our opponent is ramping into with their Sakura Tribe Scout. They have a main board Bajuka Bog. This makes me think maybe it could be more of a green-white Titania deck, maybe? With Reclaimer, of course, to get the Bog. That would make sense. It could be a black-green, like, Death Cloud type strategy. I don't really know. Well, either way, our opponent is getting turn 4 Titan on the play. I bet they wish they had a turn 1 Grazer. That way they could be casting Titan this turn. Turn 1 Grazer, turn 2 Tribe Elder, turn 3 Titan. Get 'em. But no, they don't have that. Only we get to play the cool Grazer tech. Look at that Sloth boy. Whew. The beast. He's a beast, I tell ya. Flagstones. Yep, definitely a Reclaimer deck. We see Karn the Great Creator. Interesting. Yep, definitely a Titania Reclaimer type strategy. We see a Liquid Metal Coating. It's not going to help you too much, Mr. Karn the Great Creator, because we have Titan in play. Boop. End of play. We already have double Summoners Pact, so we obviously don't need to set up Tolarios here. At least 1 Valakut makes sense, if not just double Valakut, to be honest. We could also get Saga, so we can start making some constructs. Let's go for the Saga value. The value train has begun, and no reason to attack with Grazer here. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Grazer's way more dignified than attacking Karn the Great Creator for 0. If you think I'm attacking Karn for 0, you're crazy. This guy, he doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. Alright, opponents, what you got? I'm just imagining what'll happen if they just scoop it up. They just hit the concede button, and I'm like, I guess that's what they got. We'll see if they want to play this one out to the bitter end. I guess they could have mainboard Path to Exile for a Dryad if we try to set that up. What we can do is we can pack for a Dryad, and then pack for a Dryad, and then play a land. I guess that's not the greatest, though, since we only have 1 Valakut. Depends on how badly we need to kill this Karn, right? We could pack for Dryad, play it. Pack for Dryad, play it. Play land. They are minusing Karn, okay. Let's see the artifact that they find. Bridge. Okay. Well, assuming they have a second card to play, we're not going to be able to attack with our Titan here, but we might be able to do Dryad and Titan this turn. I think we can do both. Oh, they're playing a coding. Okay, well, maybe not able to do both here, but... Alright, we'll untap. They're going to coding a land. No, we can make a Saga token here. I guess we probably should if they're going to activate coding on our upkeep. Yeah. Alright, yeah, we'll make a guy. Oh, wait, we can't, not with the growth chamber. This is our upkeep, not our entering main phase. Yeah, okay, you got us. Saga trigger. I guess we don't even have to decide right now. Well, we're packing for a Dryad, of course, and getting this Karn out of play. If only we had a main board Rex Sage here. We don't. That would be too much to worry about. Right, here's Dryad. We actually can just play the Stronghold and haste the Dryad instead of sending a trigger at Karn, but that way we can do 3 to them and still kill the Karn with the Dryad. That said, that means that we're not getting the Saga token, and I think we probably do want the Saga token here, so... Yeah, I'm not super interested in that. We'll play the Garrison, I suppose. No, wait, we'll play Stronghold, and then we'll play Garrison, so we can make a token and then pick up our Saga. Do we want to pick up the Saga? I don't think it really matters. It doesn't really matter. We'll play the Stronghold first, I guess. Get this Karn out of here. We'll always yes to these guys. And we'll make a token, I suppose. Or is it better to get in for the 4 damage? Probably better to make the token, I think. Okay, and we'll play a Garrison. We'll send a trigger upstairs. And I guess we just pick up the Saga. I mean, the more tokens we make, the less they're going to be able to attack under Ensnaring Bridge. Is the problem. Whatever. I'll pick up the Saga. And we'll pass it back. Hey, we can start using Stronghold on our Grazer to get in for 2 damage. It's a very real thing. We do have to pay for a Summoner's Pact here. Very cool that our opponent's Karn board includes Ensnaring Bridge. Not something that I would have anticipated. From a green-white Titania deck. To be honest, it's very cool they're playing Karn in the first place. I could have sworn our construct was a 2/2 before. I wonder why it's only a 1/1 now. Oh, because the Summit Growth Chamber had been an artifact thanks to liquid metal coating. That's kind of strange. They have a call. A Dryad, perhaps? They could play Dryad, Valakut, land, and kill our Dryad, and that would be kind of annoying. We can pack for a second Dryad, so it's still probably not the end of the world, but... would be annoying for sure. Land. Alright, here's a Valakut, probably. Ghost Quarter. Well, they can Ghost Quarter our Valakut, and that's not great for us. Or they can just play a Reclaimer. Okay, well... interesting. Well, in that case, we're probably going to be packing for a Titan to get Valakut, and then Vesuva copying Garrison, pick it up, play as a Valakut. We might even just have lethal here. I don't know. We'll do this old thing right here. I think we tap the Stronghold. Alright, we'll draw. Land is interesting. They're Ghost Quartering this, so let's... oh, this is in our draw phase. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, that just goes through. Say yes. Get a forest. Now we do some math. So we get 2 land drops. We activate Garenbrig, cast Titan, get Valakut Vesuva. That'll be 2 Valakut triggers. Vesuva copies Boris, Garrison picks itself up. Then we play Vesuva copying Valakut for 2 more triggers. It's 4 total. When we play another land, there's 2 more triggers, which is 6, which is definitely enough damage to kill them, so our opponent is dead. Assuming our Vesuva is not in play, which I did not double check, but I don't think we have Vesuva in play. There we go. Valcut Vesuva. Vesuva copy the garrison. First 2 triggers on the stack. We'll go and save targets upstairs. Always yes. And it's already auto yes and auto yielded, so we'll pick up the garrison. We'll play Vesuva copying the Valcut. And this new one needs to be auto yes. And Urza Saga. And lethal. Okay, cool. Game 2. We want, in this matchup for sure, Prismatic Ending and Engineered Explosives. Maybe Explosives less so, but Prismatic Ending for sure, because it hits Reclaimer. We want Foundation Breaker and Force. Pivot Needle to name Reclaimer is not bad. We could shave our own Reclaimers, since we have the faster, more combo-oriented draws with the Amulet. We could cut our Reclaimers entirely and bring in Pivot Needle for their Reclaimers. I don't know how good that is, though. Actually, in fact, this is kind of a weird mirror, because I don't know if our Reclaimers are something we want access to here. We can definitely trim on Pact. Think maybe we don't want Pivot Needle. That's very strange. We can trim on Bog. We can trim on Cavern. Ghost Quarter's fine. Crossroads is debatable, but fine. I think we can trim on Reclaimer a little bit. I don't like trimming more than one Reclaimer in this matchup, I think. We can trim on... We could trim on Saga to play around Force, which I really don't hate. I think we can trim a Saga. That seems like a pretty good hedge. Maybe even another Pact. Or just another Reclaimer. I think maybe trimming the Pact is better. Reclaimer sets up Tolaria West to help us find a Pact, but it also sets up Valcut with Dryad, so here we go. We have a hand that has no lands, so that's a flat-out mulligan. And by that, I mean, obviously all of our lands were bounce lands. That doesn't really fly. We have a turn 3 Dryad, turn 4 Titan, maybe, and not double green. This is an obvious mulligan to me. And we have Prismatic Ending to answer a Reclaimer here. We can even do it on turn 1, so we're definitely keeping this. I guess we ship the... Sunhome's an untapped source, but we have Saga and Temple for that, so I guess we ship the Sunhome. And I guess, regretfully, the Valakut. I think it makes the most sense. Temple Garden's letting us cast Prismatic. Urza Saga sets us up with an Amulet. Tolaria West and Growth Chamber. Growth Chamber accelerates our mana. Tolaria West lets us find a Titan. We get to play a turn 1 Reclaimer. That's probably better than playing a turn 1 Saga, I think. So, let's do it. Let's take our opponent's best play and steal it for ourselves. Hehehe. That's our play now. Tribe Scout. Okay. Not Tribe Scout. Tribe Elder. We'll draw. Ghost Quarter. Interesting. I think we're playing Saga. I don't know. Maybe not. Because if we're playing Saga and activating Reclaimer, we're just turning this Temple Garden into a Flagstones, I guess, and then hoping we can untap and Reclaimer again. We might have to cast Prismatic Ending this upcoming turn anyways. I'm kind of inclined to play Tolaria West. We can only ending for 2 colors anyways, so it's not like we can hit Dryad even if we play Tolaria West this turn. So I guess we're playing Saga. Okay. I think Saga, Hold Up Reclaimer activation is the best here. Obviously, we're not... I mean, it's not like we could have Prismatic Ending to our opponent's Tribe Elder, but obviously that wouldn't be a good play even if we could, so... I guess they could have yielded until our instep there, and then it might have gotten them, but... Not really the idea here. Tracker. You got it. Might need to ending that one. They play Flagstones, okay. Well, if we Reclaimer this Temple Garden into a Flagstones and they path our Reclaimer, then we get a basic forest anyways, so I'm pretty okay with this. We'll untap. We'll go ahead and draw. Force, not doing a whole lot yet, but that's okay. We could play Ghost Quarter here, so we can hit the Valakut if they play a Dryad. I don't know that going down a land is really the move here, so I'm just going to play the T-West, I think. That's fine. We don't currently have the answer to Tracker, but that's okay. I think that we can deal with the Tracker value going long enough. So, we can Reclaimer this Flagstones into another Saga. Probably not the move. We also can reclaim the flagstones into a Garenbrig if we didn't cut it. Let me see. We didn't cut Garenbrig, so we can get a Garenbrig so that if we top deck a Titan, we'll have an Amulet in play for the Ghost Quarter. So they're going to hit our Saga for sure. Well, we have to let this tracker resolve. Eldarmy's Call. Oh no, so they're going to get a Dryad trigger here. Awkward. Huh. Dryad's fine. They play land. Sending a Valka trigger and the Reclaimer triggers on the stack. Interesting. Well, we can always deal to the tracker for sure. Not a good situation for us. We'll let them go ahead and search the flagstones. What else are we doing here? If we get another Saga, then we'll have double Amulet in play in 2 turns from now, and maybe that's our route to victory here if they don't have a path, which they very well might. I mean, we have no choice but to activate the Reclaimer, and I think we are sacking the flagstones. Well, it did get us a little bit of value here in the ramp, so that's nice. Yep, we obviously want to search with this. And now we search with the Reclaimer, and this is where things get a little strange. If we get Garenbrig, we can also hardcast Force on this Dryad. I guess also hit a clue for value. I think that's probably a good choice. They're not going to Ghost Quarter our Saga either, so if we top deck a Titan, that just lets us cast it, so I think it's definitely Garenbrig here, sadly. We're taking 3, you guys. We are taking 3 damage. Too bad our opponent doesn't have a Saga in play that we can just force a Vigor. We'll take our 3 again. Different 3, but same idea. And, do we have a use for this mana? We can Ghost Quarter their Valakut. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. We could Ghost Quarter their Ghost Quarter, or we could just make a token. I think we can force pitching the Grazer, and that gives us the freedom to get Amulet, play Growth Chamber, and Prismatic Ending the Tracker, which I don't know is very relevant. It could be relevant. I think that's probably fine. They've already gotten a lot of value off their clues, but we can get rid of one of the clues in their untap step too, so I guess if they untap, they can just sack the clue that we're targeting with the Force, so it doesn't really deny them of the card. It's kind of strange. I don't think a token does much for us here, though, so let's just float the mana and get our Amulet and not really complain about it. So if we ending this, we force pitching the Grazer to hit a clue in the Dryad, and that stops them from having Valakut shenanigans. I think that's probably the best option. We could also use Growth Chamber to transmute for a Titan, but then we need to draw a bounce land so they can Ghost Quarter our Growth Chamber. So I think Growth Chamber, floating the mana, Prismatic Ending, and then Force on their upkeep is probably the best plan. So that's what I'm going to go for, I think. This might be a waste of a Prismatic Ending. I'm not 100% clear on that, but alright, we'll pick up the Growth Chamber here. While ending this tracker, paying a white, and then X is 2, using the blue and green. Done. And on our opponent's upkeep, we'll have an effect. And now, even still, if we draw a Titan, we can cast it, assuming our opponent doesn't Ghost Quarter us. And we do want to do this in upkeep, so they can't get Valakut triggers, so we'll hit this, and pitch this. Okay, they can Ghost Quarter our castle as well to keep us off Titan mana, which would be, fine. They are cracking clues. Okay. And their upkeep, I suppose that's fine. That just means that they can't cast Titan unless they play Castle, so I don't know if their list would play very many Titans, maybe 1 or 2 at the top end. It's usually what these decks play. Although, I don't know that they usually play Sakura Tribe Elder. Maybe it's just a one-of and they happen to see it multiple times, I don't know. I mean, our opponent has lots of card advantage. We just need to get a Titan into play, and then we can probably win from there, even if we don't attack with it immediately. It probably would be the best case scenario for us to set up a Simic and Tolaria West with a Resolved Titan and play around Path. I would think. Now our opponent has to be in the think tank. Our opponent has a lot more resources than us, though, so definitely could see us losing this particular game. We can Ghost Quarter their Valakut and try to keep their Dryad plan not relevant. They can play a land, call for a Dryad, and then play a land after. If they have that. They can play Titania, return a Flagstones, and immediately get a 5/3. I wonder what our opponent has access to over there. They could also just crack Clue if they have nothing else to do. Maybe they're debating whether or not they need to Ghost Quarter us. Play Cavern. They could think that we have some sort of counterspell of some sort. They choose Elemental. So here's Titania. Oh, no, it's Karn. Okay, I stand corrected. Yeah, we might have a lot of trouble beating Karn, to be completely honest. Pithy Needle. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind Pithy Needle too much. I guess they could name Tolari West here, and that would be quite annoying. They're probably just playing the name Stronghold, but Tolari West is probably a very strong name here, I would think. Since they named Stronghold, yeah. I think maybe naming Tolari West would have been better. I guess that means that if we nut draw a Titan right here, which we didn't, then we can't just kill their Karn. But to be honest, naming Tolari West so we can't transmute just helps them assure that we can't draw a Titan. And now we just have to transmute, and even if they Ghost Quarter us, we can play Garrison and get a Titan, so definitely getting Summoner's Pact here and passing it back. I guess they can start coding us. Start using Liquid Metal coding to keep us off of Titan mana. Yeah. This is going to be a difficult game to win if we are able to win it. They're minusing for coding, of course. Yeah, we're just going to lose to the extra resources that Tracker gave them, unfortunately. Sad, but true. I guess if we drew Azusa, we might perhaps be able to cast Titan. Explore, that's fine. We definitely can't afford to Ghost Quarter any of their lands now, because we're already going to be going down a land every turn thanks to this Karn. And they also have double Valakut, so the Ghost Quarter doesn't really matter anymore. Well, they Ghost Quarter us, we'll search. Now, Azusa doesn't let us cast Titan, sadly. They can upkeep their coding here to keep us off of Garenbrig. Yep. Sanctuary. Well, if they kill this, we'd have to top deck exactly Azusa. But it is possible. So I guess we'll play one more turn out here. We wouldn't... I guess Azusa would let us leave the Garrison in play, and I guess we can't haste, though. Yeah, I don't know. Probably can't win from this point, I would say. They crack a Clue. Maybe... No, I guess Pacting for Dryad wouldn't have been a great play there because they just kill the Sanctuary, so... Yep. Not much we can do about that. They call. Alright, we're probably dead. Dryad. Alright, we'll just scoop it up to that. No need to play from here. Our opponent bested us. That is totally fine. Alright, so in this matchup, I don't know that we want to be the ones on the Reclaimer plan here. I don't think that we really do. I think Reclaimer's too slow for what we're trying to accomplish. Pithy Needle seems good for Karn the Great Creator, since we did overlook that one, and by we, I mean me. A Pact is good. Saga's, like, fine. I think Saga's good here, but it's really bad against Force of Vigor, which is the thing that I'm thinking about. I don't know if that means we should be shaving on it or not, though. I think we should probably be holding on to it. Do we want Foundation Breaker and Force? I guess so. I haven't seen a Saga from our opponent yet, but they also hit our opponent's possible Dryad of the Elysian Groves, so it's probably worth it. We'll be on the play. Got a turn 1 Amulet. We got the Bounce Land ready to go. We got Pithy Needle, the name Karn. This has all the things that we need pretty much, so we'll keep it. We need to top deck another land and a Titan, and that's about it. Well, you got to shock in this Temple Garden at least one time. Here goes the Amulet, pass it back. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have the answer for it. Don't need this upkeep stop anymore, for the time being at least. We can play... Oh, they play Reclaimer. Well, alright, land, any land, please. There we go, that's a perfect land. Alright, so now we can Prismatic Ending their Reclaimer after playing this Dryad, and keep bounce land in hand for top decking a Titan, so... It's gonna be the play. We could also just Pithing Needle Reclaimer. I think we sideboarded them all out. I don't know. I think that's weaker than answering the Karn with a Needle ourselves. So, yeah, we'll play Dryad. We'll use our Prismatic Ending, because it doesn't really have a whole lot better target than this Elvish Reclaimer anyways. We'll float a white. We'll Prismatic Ending this guy. And pass it back. Titan off the top, please. One time. I say one time a lot, so maybe I'm asking too much. Alright, Titan off the top. Titan off the top. Titan off the top. It's too easy, guys. It is too easy. And we don't quite have lethal here, but we can make our opponent sacrifice their Reclaimer, so... to blocks. And I think we want bounce land in hand here. I guess it's possible for our opponent to get us with a Ghost Quarter. So, never mind. We'll pick up the Kabira, I guess. It probably doesn't matter. Our opponent might scoop to the Resolve Titan, to be honest. Alright, yes. We can do Crumbling Vestige to get our Valcut triggers, so... Oh, we don't play Crumbling Vestige. It's kind of awkward. I guess we're playing... We could get, our opponent just concedes. Cool. Cool. That works. I was gonna say we could get, Arboreal Grazer into play if we search for Sanctuary and the Haste land, and then I guess that wouldn't get us up to more than 3 lands, so I don't think we were going to be able to get Valcut triggers there, but our opponent didn't know that. They probably assumed we had the Crumbling Vestige. So anyways, we are 4-1 with this list, and I must say, I am quite fond of it, to be honest. I think that it possibly struggles in the mirror, and... that's the only place where I feel like this list is, like, weaker. I like the chalices in the board. We almost got a victory in our games against the Grixis Shadow / Dragon's Rage Channeler deck. We never top decked the Titan, but if we had, we would have won game 2 and possibly had a shot for game 3. The chalice was extremely good against our opponents on Living End. That was a pretty cool matchup. And even against opponents playing Force of Negation, we can use Chalice as Force Bait and then play turn 1 Amulet and just turn 3 combo our opponent. So even if our Chalice doesn't resolve, it can still be quite good, which is pretty hilarious. It's like a 0 mana Hymn to Turak in those matchups. So anyways, as to changes for the deck, I don't know that there's a whole lot that I would make. Like I said, the slowest thing about the deck is actually Flagstones and the Temple Gardens. To be honest, I think that it's possible that playing without the Flagstones and just accepting that Reclaimer just doesn't go up on mana, but only sets you up with the specific lands you need. Like, the only way it's going to go up on mana, quote-unquote, is by getting a bounce lane with double Amulet in play if you cut the Flagstones. But I think that's probably fine. And that happens more often than you would think. If you go turn 1, Saga, Amulet, turn 2, Greenland, Reclaimer, turn 3, sack the Saga, get a second Amulet, Reclaimer into a bounce land, float 4, pick it up, play bounce land, and just cast Titan. Like, that is a real sequence that happens somewhat frequently, I would say. Anyways, all I can say is I'm pretty impressed with Reclaimer overall. Let me know what you think about the card, what changes you would make. I actually think that Prismatic Ending is a little bit of a question mark. I don't think that Path is very good in the slot either. It's possible that neither of them should be played. We saw Prismatic Ending do some pretty cool things, but it also can be clunky at times, especially if you're hitting something that costs more than 1, so... I don't know. I think it's definitely worth testing. It seems very good against the Shadow matchups and that kind of thing, and it can theoretically hit some of the more annoying Planeswalkers like Renin 6 or, things like that. So, I don't know. It's just a good general-purpose hate card, I think. I think that Prismatic Ending is relatively good at what we want it to do, so. Anyways, let me know what your experience is. Let me know what changes you would make. I can't honestly say at this point that I want to make any changes to the list, but I'll definitely hear your comments and criticisms, and I have nothing else to say, except I will see you guys in the next league. Thank you guys for watching this one, and yeah, this is Red Face Menace. Signing off.